This is Gen X College Dropout Live for December 16th, 2014. And of course, this is the first Gen X College Dropout Live I've done in the last few days. The reason for that is because, um, as I see it, or at least as far as my life is concerned, every day is exactly the same, except for today. Anyway, I got up around 5 a.m. to use the bathroom, and again, I couldn't fall back asleep after that, so I just decided to take advantage of the situation and get started on certain activities I planned for today early. So I left home around 7:17 a.m. Then a block later, I realized that I left some of my bus fare at home and turned around to get it back. And uh, after that, I went straight to the bus stop and almost missed the bus because the bus was scheduled to leave at 7:32 a.m. and I didn't get there till 7:34 a.m. But fortunately, the bus didn't take off until, okay, say a minute after I got to the bus stop. While on the bus, I did some work on the Honey Badger comic art that I was assigned to do a few months earlier, but because of stupid chemotherapy, I had difficulty getting that stuff done back then. Now I can do it since I'm off chemo, since I've been off chemo for the last couple of months. And straight out the bus, I went to the post office to get some mail out of my post office box, and unfortunately, I only had two things, and one of those things included a mailing that I sent, I guess, a week or so earlier, some time earlier. It's probably more like a month earlier, whatever. And mainly because it got sent back because I got the wrong address, or the company that I sent it to doesn't exist anymore, or whatever. And after the post office, I headed toward the Wayne State campus. And because I had to use the bathroom, I went to Wayne State's State Hall to use the bathroom. But for some reason, when I went to wash my hands, I noticed that the faucets weren't working. But after I left the bathroom, I noticed that the water fountains were working. Yeah, I'm not so sure about what that's all about. Okay, then of course I went to the bank, another important location I had to go to today, and deposit the $50 I got from this guy who hired me to do comic art for him, a comic book page for him. Let's see. Oh yeah, after that, I headed toward downtown. I walked toward downtown, and I was able to do it with ease, like I used to before chemo. And walking that distance under chemo was a incredible mountain of difficulty. Now it's no big deal, like it's supposed to be. Usually I would go straight to the mail. Usually I go straight to the bus stop after going to the bank, or that sort of thing. But then I decided I'm going to go to the post office at the computer repair shop downtown, because when I went to the post office earlier, the customer service department wasn't open. So it turns out that when I got to the computer repair shop, it was closed. I mean, closed down for good. Either they moved or they're out of business. So then I went through the longish walk from there to the Renaissance Center, or the Renson, as a lot of us like to call it. And I think it was the first time I went to the Renson in about 2 years. I wouldn't say 2 years. It might be in 1 year, but as far as I'm concerned, it's 2 years until I can get some other confirmation on that. And the post office there was available, and I bought a few stamps and went back went to the bus stop that I originally intended to go to. let's see if I remember correctly. I saw a Hamilton bus at the bus stop, and I also checked out the time schedule for the Hamilton, and apparently, uh, I there was one for something like 10:50 something or other, and then after that there would be one for was 11:30 something or other. Not 11, I say 11. Yeah, I guess that's it. Whatever. Anyway, that Hamilton there, I assume was going to be staying there for like half an hour, but it left, and I had to wait another half hour for another bus, and finally got on board that, and then that worked out, more or less. And when I got off the bus, I thought about buying a loaf of bread because there's no bread in the house now. But I was under the impression my mother would probably buy some little bread anyway, and I wouldn't have to go through all that. Hmm. Also, here's some interesting notes. Um, I was listening to Vanessa Williams' "Save the Best for Last." While I was on the bus and walking home on my MP3 player. Then I got home and thought everything was gonna be so cool. Yeah, finally deposited that money I earned, and hopefully I get more money soon, one way or another. But then this incredible asshole on Twitter fucked me with his fucked up bullshit opinions. This is what the problem was. I think it was yesterday that I tweeted a link to an article about how, this is what the title of the article says: "The War on Rape, the Logic of the Lynch Mob Returns," which basically compared today's rape hysteria with the rape hysteria of 100 years ago, where the Ku Klux Klan were running around lynching men based on only on the accusation, not with evidence. Yep, that happened 100 years ago. It was happening a lot. It happened very often and a lot. It was all racist in many instances, and it's the same sort of thing today, except that men of all races are being labeled racist rapists. Bull fucking shit. Yeah, and as I'm sure you've heard, there are morons who think that when it comes to rape, the presumption of innocence should be eliminated. Yeah, I like that. I just recently heard about this case in China where some guy was proven innocent 18 years after he was executed. So it's stupid to execute people, to punish people without evidence, because all you're doing is fucking them up needlessly. And that moron on Twitter, yep, I wish he would go fuck himself 20 quadrillion times over. I mean, what he said to me was that, "You're playing the race card, duh." Fuck you. This is not a race card. This is reality. Reality. I mean, if KKK members 100 years ago were lynching men for no reason, and the morons of today are accusing men of rape for no reason, I mean, that's not playing the race card. That's reality. It's the same fucking thing. And again, I wish this asshole would go fuck himself 20 quadrillion times over. And after that mess, I took a nap. And when I got up, I did some LPD stuff, whatever. And of course, I saw part 2 of the Sci-Fi Channel's miniseries Ascension. And spoiler alert, the whole interstellar mission was a fake. It was a simulation that has been going on for 50 years to see what would happen if you put people in a spaceship for a century and whatnot. I also read a column about Ascension, which explained the scientific inaccuracies presented therein. But then, of course, if the space mission was fake, then the inaccuracies aren't as, let's say, critical as they would be if it was for real. And then I had to quit a Facebook MGTOW group because apparently the guy running it was screaming about masculinist. Oh, their agenda is horrible or some such bullshit. Apparently, he's got an inaccurate view of what the men's human rights movement is about. I'm assuming that's the case, because he's assuming that those masculinists, they just want to go back to traditional ways. At least that's what I'm assuming he's thinking. I wouldn't necessarily call myself an MRA or MHRM or MHRA or whatever, because I'm not really happy with that term, but apparently I am one since I'm actively involved with them. But whatever the case, all I know is that I'm not one of those traditionalists. Yep, I'm not married, probably won't be married, and don't want to become what do you call it, the disposable male like the feminists and the traditionalists want. Yeah, fuck that shit forever. Yep, looks like my notes are at an end, and that means this video's at an end. So see you later, Ralph Nader.